Lisa ma fel
Tug.
fem chwyd am y siomber Ffrengis na siomber Spange ich hyfig cyn agos.
Oh, hami diction. So hanya option seo bonus green acamsa in interpretation. So sitting ching brin and toshach ri bet anagalic agus just erson rud toshki agus na meg tu Johnach George just girach kunta sienu at sa hashin jishal a mig sin ikobed.
Fech mi sy'n Swn i'n gofio iawn am y fus na hapertyn res yn tygyrich. A dod mor yn y ywlen na mchiawn ac yn yw'n lem, fel ydych sy'n, wel, ni'n sy'n cwlo fe eich, go yw.
Okay. So, míle tang a vet, smaharain nhw hyn, agus lana, agus yn skipa fat. Hami gymamsol maragol gwg fe mi ra, so, yeah. I'll leave George to translate.
Well done, everyone. Many thanks. Hami dili haniel kunni mer chawr and drast am fech.
No, nagav drogi jar. I'll tell you what. I'll just do it. I'll do it as we go. So, many thanks to Beth. And well done to her whole team. And I just said I'm very partial to a bit of black pudding. So
you're thinking that now.
And also very partial to Kathleen McInnes, the music that you played at the end. So well done. Fantastic. Was it difficult? And if anybody has any questions, I guess you could just put them in the chat or just wire in. I think this is just kind of a tea break. So it's kind of informal. So if anybody's got any questions for Beth, I'm not going to monopolize this. I think you could probably just turn your mic on and ask her. For me, I'll just kick it off and ask how hard it was filming this with all the mad situation that we're all in. And yeah, what challenges did you face?
I mean, I think that the challenge we faced was that we are the entire team. So I recruited one of my neighbors to play a neighbor, and she did a great job. And I wrote and directed and filmed and edited and sound edited, and probably could have done several of those things better in a, but it was a great learning process. And I was just like so excited to be doing it and to be learning things. And I have sound equipment in my house from my voiceover studio. And so I was like quite excited to use that as well. And that's how we got the dripping to go through it. And yeah, it was just like, it was tough, but it was fun working out like how to do overhead shots using the mic boom with a ring light attached to it to hold the phone. And that was how you could light nighttime scenes. Anyway, it was extremely DIY.
Yeah, but I think, do you know what, there was a bit of a discussion about whether there was enough time prior to Ceangal Dolen to set up commissions. And I was very much of the view that, freelancers have so little work now, and especially freelancers who are working in Gaelic, Gaelic and Welsh. And I just felt we are problem solvers by nature. Theatre makers, actors, filmmakers, writers. We're not filmmakers.
Well, we all have to be now is the thing.
Well, exactly. Yeah. The challenge, I guess, is now we're supposed to be all things to all people. But I thought it was more important that those commissions got put out there as opportunities, even to be making something and to be engaging with artists. I know we have Davy here as well, and I know Davy was cut short yesterday. Davy Velusho hast. Hi, Davy. Kimra how?
Clear.
Yeah. So
I'm probably glad I got cut. Probably all glad I was cut short yesterday.
No. I can't even remember what you were in the middle of yesterday when we were discussing it. Do you?
What happened yesterday?
Yeah, Ceangal Dolen is just growing arms and legs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
it was your film. We just shown your film and we were just chatting about, I guess, the subject matter. So for those of you who haven't seen it, do you want to give us a quick summary, Divey?
Yeah, it's kind of a smaller piece of a larger play that's been written, and it's about dementia, and it's about we kind of looked at the son kind of having kind of regrets that he hadn't been kind of engaging with his parents over the years, or especially his mother, and also the father and the wife. Well, the father, it's actually based on a true story. It's like the father's not a Gaelic speaker, and the mother reverts back to speaking in her mother tongue of Gaelic before she dies, and then there's just a break of communication between them both. And it was also kind of looking at what's available in kind of the authorities can give you through nurses or whatever who do actually speak Gaelic and who can go into the houses, but there's very, very little of that in a kind of social the social situation of any governments. They haven't really been looking at it. So we've been kind of working with a team from which was quite interesting. I was listening to the last thing from, I think it's Roisin, I think you're from Ireland, and you were talking about engaging with universities, and we've been engaging with Edinburgh University and Strathclyde University, which they're looking at different kind of ways of language and how that all affects kind of public policy also for governments, especially when it comes to kind of dementia.
Yeah, and I suppose mental health and issues around older aging populations, and particularly what happens with language and dementia is so important just now. And I have to say personally, if I haven't gushed enough yesterday, I'm going to gush again. That was such a beautiful piece. Somebody on the team can correct me if I'm wrong. I know we've got Kira and a few others who were also commissioned. My understanding is I'm a Luddite, okay, so not good on the old tech, but I think all the films are available on the WOVA app. So if you missed them, the commission, somebody's nodding there, thank you, Sam. So if you've missed them, I would really recommend going back and having a look. So there was 2 from Scotland, 2 from Ireland and 2 from Wales. And I think they're a testimony to how resourceful artists are when you just say, here's a camera and have a go. And we're not filmmakers, we're theatre makers and people who work in theatre. So I don't think they should be judged by that yardstick. It was really about giving some opportunities for some seeds to start. Is there any questions? Anybody? I'm not looking in the chat. Maybe there are questions. Anybody want to just wire in and ask Divey or Beth any questions about their piece? We've got 5 minutes left. Maybe just put your hand up or just open your mic and ask.
Can I ask, I found the piece is just wonderful. Is there an intention or a possibility of making the pieces available, maybe on broadcast media or in some other way for people outside the attendees at this conference?
That's a really yeah, Joviach, it's a great idea. I think for us at Theatre Galore, as the sort of Scottish partner in this, we'll definitely try and discuss what we can do to support that. So maybe on our website, but we haven't discussed it with the artists. So I'll need to kind of delve into that. But I agree. I think we should look at ways of platforms to be able to share the work, not just the commissions, but actually probably a lot that's come out of this conference. There was in Ceangal Dolen 1, a very strong view coming from all the attendees that there should be a sharing space for papers, for research, Roisin, for practitioners, and also for the year ahead, hopefully leading up to Ceangal Dolen, or should I say Dolen, Ceangal, George, you'll keep me right, at 3. So yeah, a space to share things. So my hope is that there will be a website or something that we can kind of keep all this stuff, and also maybe join some dots, like you were suggesting, between researchers, academics, and theatre practitioners, because it's long overdue. Anybody else got any questions? We've got 3 minutes before we zoom out of this for Beth and Ivy. Hi, Janine.
Hi, Wirren. Gurmila, it's not really a question. I suppose it's just to congratulate everybody. I thought that I saw Kira's and Sam's, Beth's this morning, Davi's, and all amazing. And I mean, I know it's just, you know, really testament to everybody's resourcefulness, as well as, I mean, Wirren, you're saying you're not filmmakers, but you know, you all made a pretty good fist of it, you know, of the, you know, having to adapt, and really powerful. I just with Davi and Sam's piece on that, I thought there was you know, the link about language and memory, and how that connects or disconnects us, you know, in terms of language change. I thought that was really that really struck me, you know. I mean, what you were saying, Davi, about you know, dementia and language, that's certainly something that happens here as well with native speakers. Also, I mean, I know in Ireland there's just a complete lack of language therapists for Irish speakers, you know, and so those that people are just not served in terms of health, you know, that it's just you know, there were so many questions, but I love that idea, Wirren, about you know, a shared space, because there was so much last year and there's so much this year, and just so many opportunities for collaboration, you know, not just between universities and practitioners, but between people in Scotland and Wales and Ireland. So really just thanks a million to everybody, because it's fantastic. So.
Great, thank you so much, Dini. I'm sorry I'm rushing because we've only got 1 minute, but can I just say, I was going to say on Friday, that's tomorrow. Tomorrow, if you've not registered for the first session between 10 and 11, that could be quite an interesting crossover, particularly if you're interested in dramaturgy, because I'm going to be talking to Pamela McQueen about some of the research she's done. It's focusing kind of on collaborative projects, and then Arwa will be taking part in that, and also Darach McAnumra is going to speak a little bit about Oro, I think. It's vital, if you're free at 11 o'clock, that as many artists and theatre makers and researchers and academics give their point of view on the guiding principles. These are, it's a document that it's a summary of everything we gathered in Ceangal Dolen 1, and we'd love input. That's very much a kind of input session. So yeah, if you're interested, we'd love to hear from you at 11 o'clock tomorrow. Okay, Gurm Míle Magav, Diolch, Tapaleif, Hula. Danya sin leheris J Unerstig, so that's 11:30. Danielle, keep me right. What happens here? Do we just all leave this session?
We'll just all leave this section. This is hosted by Aline, so if we go back to the Hova app,
okay,
we'll go back and the session 2 will be available there.
Míle Magav, Slán.
Thanks, Sam.
Bye.